Welcome back to the deep dive. Ever feel like work-life balance is this unicorn everyone talks about, but nobody's actually seen one?
Yeah, elusive is definitely the word.
Well, today we're going to try and cut through all that noise. We want to really understand what it means for us right now in this pretty fast-paced world.
Absolutely.
We've got the stack of sources you sent over, and we're going to properly dig in.
Yep.
Explore what it actually is,
Right.
why it feels, frankly, so out of reach for so many people,
Yeah.
and crucially, how we might genuinely start making it a bit more of a reality.
That's exactly the mission for this deep dive. We're not just, defining terms.
Right.
We want to explore the sort of nuanced meaning behind work-life balance, then uncover the very real challenges people run into. Sometimes there's systemic challenges.
Okay.
And then, the most important part, pulling out practical, actionable strategies from these materials.
Actionable is key.
Exactly. We want to arm you with insights that hopefully go beyond just the obvious stuff.
Okay, so when most people hear work-life balance, I think the default is that neat 50-50 split, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, half and half.
Half your time for the job, half for, well, everything else. It's this very tidy, almost mathematical picture.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, digging into the research we have here, that simple idea, it gets completely flipped on its head almost immediately.
It really does.
Our sources challenge that assumption right away, hinting at something much more dynamic and I think more human. So let's unpack that. If it's not just clocking out sharp at 5 p.m., what does this harmony, this balance actually look like day to day? According to the research, anyway.
Well, the really consistent finding across all the materials, actually, is that work-life balance isn't about that strict 50-50 division at all.
Okay.
It's much more about creating a harmonious blend. That's the key term.
Blend.
Yeah, a blend of your professional life and your personal life.
Oh.
And the goal is that this blend ultimately brings you happiness, brings you overall well-being.
So integration, not just separation.
Exactly. It's integration. And crucially, it's really personal. It looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is how these sources talk about that harmony bit.
Mm.
They really stress that life isn't just a two-sided coin, work and not work.
Yeah, that feels too simple.
It is. It's more like a complex tapestry, right?
Mm-hmm.
With lots of vital threads. You got your physical health, your mental well-being, relationships, family, friends,
Hobbies,
personal passions, and just plain old rest, getting enough sleep.
all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
So a truly harmonious work-life balance, as the research describes it, means you're dynamically allocating your energy and your time appropriately across all these different parts of life.
Dynamically. So it shifts.
It shifts. It's not static.
Yeah.
And the big goal here is preventing burnout, easing that chronic stress,
Yeah.
and avoiding that constant feeling of exhaustion you get when one area completely takes over.
And the good thing is the sources don't just leave it abstract. They actually list concrete things, right? Pillars of this balance.
They do, yeah. Very practical.
Like flexibility in how and where you work. So flexible hours maybe, or work from home options.
It's a big one.
Prioritizing health isn't just like, oh, you should eat well. It's a real commitment, exercise, proper rest, good food.
Essential.
Then there's active stress management, not just zoning out, but actually doing things, watching movies, music, playing an instrument, travel.
Things usual, yeah.
Nurturing relationships, that quality time with family, with friends, that's highlighted as vital.
Absolutely.
And finally, this idea of constantly developing yourself.
Yeah.
Learning new things, skills, maybe totally unrelated to your job.
Yeah, personal growth.
And when you connect all those pieces, the sources say there are immediate, pretty profound benefits for you, the individual.
Definitely. Achieving this kind of harmony isn't just about, feeling a bit nicer.
Right.
It's about fundamentally improving your physical health and your mental health.
Okay.
And that improvement, in turn, directly feeds back into increased work efficiency. Yeah, a real boost in creativity and just feeling more inspired, both at work and outside of it.
So it's like a positive feedback loop.
Exactly. It's a powerful loop. Investing in your well-being directly enhances your performance and ultimately your overall life satisfaction.
Okay. That vision of harmony sounds great. Almost perfect, maybe.
A little bit, yeah.
But as we were going through your sources, this stark question kept coming up. If it's so obviously good for us, why does this balance feel so incredibly hard to reach? Especially, it seems, for people in regular salary jobs or hourly wage jobs.
Yeah.
That's a reality I think a lot of listeners can probably relate to.
It is, and this is where the research really gets into these different realities depending on the job type.
Okay.
What we found is a lot of the talk around work-life balance tends to focus on knowledge workers.
Right. Like office jobs.
Exactly. Office staff, marketers, programmers, consultants, people whose roles might have some built-in flexibility.
Right.
Might, yeah, like hybrid work. Maybe adjustable hours or being measured on results, not just time spent at a desk.
Okay.
But even for them, the challenge often becomes actually managing that flexibility. Right?
Yeah.
Stopping work from just creeping into every single hour.
Yeah, the always on thing.
Exactly. Now, contrast that sharply with what the sources say about shift workers or people paid hourly.
Like factory workers, service staff.
Drivers,
Right.
yeah. For these folks, the sources highlight a much different, often much tougher reality.
How so?
Well, often the main way to earn more money is simply to work more hours, more overtime,
Okay.
which directly and really significantly cuts into their personal time, their rest time, time for family.
Right. It's a direct trade-off.
It's a direct trade-off. One paper even talked about a poverty of time for these groups,
Wow.
where financial pressure essentially forces them to sacrifice well-being just to cover basic living costs.
And the sources also pointed to some really specific, kind of deep-rooted challenges that make balance difficult, maybe for everyone.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Regardless of job type, first, there's this big issue of organizational culture.
Ah, the workplace atmosphere.
Yeah. In many places, there's still this underlying belief that working hard is good, which often gets twisted into working long hours is good.
Even if you're not productive.
Even if you're just present, leaving on time can sometimes be seen as, not being committed enough.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It creates this subtle or sometimes not so subtle pressure to stay late, peer pressure, maybe manager expectations.
Even if it's unspoken.
Exactly. Like those late night emails that everyone feels they have to reply to immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It sets a tone.
Then there's the huge factor of economic inequality. For a lot of people, the sources make clear overtime isn't about getting ahead, it's about survival.
It's a necessity. Paying rent, buying groceries, basic family needs.
Right. So it forces this incredibly difficult, almost impossible choice between personal time, health, and just financial stability.
It's a painful trade-off. And the sources were clear. We're reporting this impartially. But it's vital to acknowledge these systemic pressures.
Absolutely.
They make work-life balance not just hard, but practically out of reach for many.
Yeah.
The individual strategies we'll talk about are important,
Yeah.
but they exist within this bigger, often quite unforgiving economic picture.
And then, of course, there's the technology factor. Constant connectivity.
Oh, the game changer. Yeah.
The digital age has just completely blurred the lines, hasn't it?
Utterly. Work emails, chat notifications, project updates, they follow us everywhere, 24/7, right there on our phones, our laptop.
It's like an invisible leash back to the office.
It really is. This constant digital tether makes it incredibly difficult to truly switch off, to mentally disconnect, even when you're physically somewhere else.
Your brain's still kind of on call.
It's perpetually on standby, yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for that next ping, that next notification.
That digital leash feels like a perfect lead-in to something else the sources talked about. The work hard now, enjoy later mentality.
Ah, yes. The deferral strategy.
It sounds appealing, doesn't it? Grind now, sacrifice today, build your career or business, and then someday you get to relax.
It absolutely does sound appealing, and the research acknowledges why. There are potential upsides, right?
Like what?
Well, for many, it's about building that strong foundation, getting really good skills, maybe climbing the ladder faster.
Getting financial security?
Exactly. Achieving that financial security that could, in theory, give you more choices later on.
Yeah.
Maybe even early retirement.
So it comes from ambition.
Often, yeah. Ambition, desire for stability, understandable motivations. But the sources also lay out some pretty serious downsides, really critical points to think about if you're on that path.
Okay.
This approach very often leads to what they call the delayed balance. You're constantly putting off present happiness for this uncertain future reward.
Which might not even come.
Exactly. And crucially, it carries a really, really high risk of burnout.
And burnout isn't just feeling tired, is it?
No, it's much deeper. It can severely damage your physical health, your mental health.
How so?
Chronic illness, serious anxiety, depression, even losing your sense of self, your identity outside of work.
Wow.
It can erode your relationships. And the real irony is it can diminish your ability to actually enjoy life, even if you do eventually get the money.
So you work hard to enjoy later, but then you can't enjoy later.
Precisely. The sources really hammered home this point. Life is present.
Life is now.
It's happening now. Work-life balance isn't some destination you reach after decades of struggle.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing process, a constant negotiation.
You can't just pause life.
You can't put life on hold.
That's powerful. That life is happening now. Which brings us to the why. What really drives people to want work-life balance? It's clearly more than just avoiding burnout, isn't it?
Oh, much more.
It's not just about surviving the week. The sources suggest people are actively seeking a deeper quality of life, a sense of flourishing.
Exactly. And the research consistently points to 4 key motivations behind this drive.
Okay, what are they?
First, and maybe the most obvious one, is to preserve physical and mental health.
Makes sense.
The sources are very direct here. They link work imbalance to specific problems, office syndrome, like back pain, neck pain, chronic acid reflux, severe stress, anxiety, even clinical depression.
So tangible health issues.
Very tangible. Work-life balance creates the time and space you need for preventative care.
Like exercise.
Dedicated time for exercise, getting genuinely sufficient sleep, not just scraping by,
Right.
preparing healthy meals. These are all essential buffers against the pressures of modern work. It's proactive health, not just reacting when you get sick.
Okay, that's number one. What's next?
Second is to fulfill and nourish personal relationship.
The people in our lives.
Exactly. The materials argue pretty compellingly that work alone, no matter how satisfying it might be, just cannot provide all types of happiness. That time spent with family, with friends, with loved ones, it's crucial for strengthening those connections, getting vital emotional support, feeling like you belong somewhere.
That support network.
Precisely. And one study even found that strong social connections actually improve things like cognitive function and resilience.
Really?
Yeah. Which, kind of paradoxically, can make you more effective back at work.
Huh. Because you're bringing a more supported self.
Exactly. A fuller, more resilient self to handle professional challenges.
Interesting. Okay, number 3.
Third, people want to discover and pursue passions.
Hobbies and interests.
Yeah. Work-life balance isn't just about running away from work. It's about creating the mental space, the physical energy for things you love.
Like reading movies?
Reading, movies, music, cooking, gardening, travel, whatever it is for you.
Things outside the job title.
Exactly. These activities enrich your life. They help you grow as a person. They build an identity that's separate from your job.
Right.
They provide creative outlets, intellectual stimulation that maybe work doesn't always offer.
Okay. Health, relationships, passions. What's the 4th one?
And this is where it gets really interesting, like you said earlier. The 4th reason is this genuine aha moment the sources kept highlighting.
The paradox of productivity.
The paradox of productivity. So many of us think, more hours equal makes more work
It's a
out.
standard assumption.
Yeah. But the research consistently says that having dedicated time to properly rest, to do other things, to just disconnect, it actually makes us more efficient.
More efficient.
More efficient, more creative, more effective when we are working.
How does that work?
It's not just about taking a break to recharge batteries. It seems it allows our brains to engage in different kinds of thinking, like diffuse thinking.
Where ideas connect in the background.
Exactly. Solutions to tricky problems often pop up when you're not actively staring at them.
So happy, rested employees, they actually perform better.
Demonstrably better, according to these sources. They aren't just, nicer colleagues. Their output is often better, too.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, the big insight from all this, pulling it together.
Yeah.
People aren't looking to work less just because they're lazy or want to avoid responsibility.
Right.
The core driver is that they fundamentally want to have a life that isn't just about the daily grind or chasing the next promotion.
A whole life.
A whole life. Work is important, definitely.
Yeah.
Meaningful, even. But it's part of life, not the entirety of it.
It shouldn't be everything.
It shouldn't eclipse everything else that makes life rich and worth living.
Okay. So with that much deeper understanding, let's pivot to the practical side.
Let's do it.
It's obviously hard to change ingrained habits, no doubt about it. But the sources do offer some tangible steps, right? Actionable strategies to get closer to this balance, even when things are demanding.
They do. Starting with things individuals can do, things you can actively control.
Okay, like what?
First off, setting clear boundaries is absolutely critical.
Boundaries. Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But it means consciously defining your start and end times for work, and really making an effort not to bring work home physically or mentally.
Turning off notifications.
Yes. Turning off the work email alerts, the chat pings, after hours. Let your brain actually disengage and rest.
And saying no.
And learning the power of strategically saying no. Saying no to tasks that are really outside your scope or genuinely unnecessary or would just completely overload you right now. It's about protecting your own capacity.
Okay, boundaries. What else?
Second, the sources really push for effective time management and prioritization.
Making a schedule.
Yeah, creating a clear schedule that deliberately marks out time for work and personal stuff. Treating both is important.
Okay.
And for those who like productivity techniques, the research mentioned the Eisenhower matrix.
The urgent, important grid.
Exactly. Important, urgent, not urgent, not important, not urgent.
How does that help with balance specifically?
Because it forces you to identify and, crucially, schedule time for those important but not urgent life things.
Like exercise or family time?
Exactly. The stuff that's vital for well-being, but always gets pushed aside by urgent work demands. This kind of prioritization isn't just about work efficiency. It's about scheduling your life's priorities into your life.
Deliberately.
Deliberately.
Okay. And third?
Third, it's about actively caring for your physical and mental health. Day to day.
The small things.
Yeah, making short, actual breaks during the workday. Get up, stretch, walk around, look away from the screen. It's an investment, not wasted time.
Sleep.
Prioritizing enough good quality sleep, understanding it directly impacts your thinking, your mood, your resilience.
Absolutely.
And actively doing relaxing things, movies, music, reading, cooking, whatever works for you, to consciously reduce stress and just decompress.
Okay, those are individual actions. But what really came through in the sources, too, is that this isn't just on the individual, right?
Not at all. That's a huge point.
It's not just a solo mission. The research really broadens the view to the critical role of organizations and even society in this whole equation.
That's such a critical insight from these materials, yeah.
Yeah.
They talk about how more forward-thinking organizations are starting to get it. They're recognizing their part.
How? What are they doing?
Things like implementing genuinely flexible working hours, offering real work-from-home options, not just pretending.
Okay.
And, this is significant, shifting the culture away from just measuring hours clocked in.
On seats.
Exactly. Towards measuring the quality, the results of the work people produce.
Focusing on output, not input.
Right. It's a fundamental shift in valuing productivity.
Yeah.
And the sources pretty much all conclude that real work-life balance has to be a shared responsibility.
Shared between who?
Between individuals making conscious choices, organizations creating supportive environments, and maybe even broader societal shifts in what we value.
It takes everyone.
It really does.
Wow. This has been genuinely illuminating. A proper deep dive. So, to try and wrap this up, the core message we really pulled from your sources seems clear. Work-life balance isn't about slacking off or checking out of your job.
Not at all.
It's more about learning how to intentionally create happiness and well-being and fulfillment across all parts of your life. Your work is important. Yes, it's part of you, but it's not the whole story. It's not everything you are.
Beautifully put. And the sources really encourage quite a profound shift in mindset, I think.
How so?
They suggest moving away from just working to survive towards seeing your life itself as valuable and seeing work as a tool, a powerful tool to create good things, not just an obligation.
Okay.
They also stress that giving time to yourself for your interests, your health, your relationships, it's not selfish.
It feels selfish sometimes.
It can. But the research frames it as one of the best long-term investments you can possibly make in yourself.
An investment. I like that.
Also, finding real meaning in your work, if possible, beyond just the salary. That could be a huge source of motivation and make the effort feel worthwhile. Purpose. And finally, in this super competitive world we live in, learning to cultivate a sense of contentment. Just being okay with enough. That can be incredibly powerful.
How?
It reduces that constant external pressure, helps you find happiness more easily in just the everyday.
That's a really encouraging way to look at it. And while the journey to finding that balance is probably never perfect, right?
Never perfect, no.
You're going to hit bumps in the road. But remember, every small step you take, every intentional effort to care for yourself, to nurture your well-being, it all adds up. It's meaningful.
Absolutely. And maybe the most powerful final thought from our sources is this.
Yeah.
When all's said and done, the most valuable thing you build isn't necessarily the number in your bank account.
Right.
It's the happiness, the connections, the quality of life that you consciously create for yourself day by day.
Find your own balance.
Find your own unique, evolving balance. We really hope this deep dive helps you on that journey.